Hey agents, this is Shadow Gaming, and today I wanted to bring you a DPS build video that I've been using almost every day for quite some time now, and this is my favorite variation of a DPS build, as long as it's not the Intimidate Adrenaline Rush build, which I also really like. But before I get started, I do want to let you guys know that about 70% of my viewers are not even subscribed, so if you do enjoy it, please hit the subscribe button. I also have a clan, Shadow Crew, if you want to join. We have it on PC and PS4. And I have a new Discord server. We got so far about like 40 people so far, but it's still pretty new. So if you want to join, go ahead and check the pinned comment below. Anyway, I'm going to get started with the specialization, the weapons, then the gear, then the skills, and I'll let you guys go with some gameplay footage at the end. Starting off with the specialization, there's two that you can use, but I personally use Sharpshooter. I use Sharpshooter because Gunner has about that armor on kill that's really good, but I like more of the things Sharpshooter gives you, and since we're using an M1A in this build, it really helps the build. It's almost necessary. So first off, you got the armor kits that repair you all the way, plus they remove any status effects and increase the resistance for bleed, poison, and burn for 20 seconds. You also get 15% increased weapon stability, and you get 15% headshot damage with rifles, so your M1A will be doing 15% more headshot damage. You also get 10% headshot damage for all group members that are closer to enemies than you are. Extra armor gained while in cover, and you get 5 rifle ammo every 10 seconds while you're in cover after 20 seconds. Of course, I use the rifle, assault rifle, and LMGs as the 15% weapon damage bonus. So, starting off with the weapons, I use the Famas. There's two different Famases that you can use in this build. I personally like the Famas. I think it is the best assault rifle in the game, maybe except for a military AKM. You could also use the Burnout with perfectly on empty. Reloading from empty grants 40% weapon handling for 10 seconds. So since you are using a scope on this one, it might help to have that 40% weapon handling. It turns it into an absolute laser, so I do like that. But I like reloading all the time. I press R to reload quite a bit throughout any mission or any activity. So I personally don't like this one as much, but for mine I use Strain, gain 10% critical hit damage for every half a second you are firing, stacks up to 5 times, and if I'm not using this, sometimes I like to use Optimist. Then at least both of those increase your weapon damage quite a bit as you're firing and then as the ammo decreases, but I like the extra 50% critical hit damage. Of course, we're using the classic M1A for the secondary. I use Rifleman. A lot of other people might use Boomerang or the Baker's Dozen, or at least something with Lucky Shot on it, but I rarely miss my shots with the M1A, and I am on PC, so it might be easier too. But Rifleman has landing headshots, adds a stack of bonus 10% weapon damage for 5 seconds, and the max stack is 5. Additional headshots refresh the duration. This one is definitely my favorite, since most of the shots with the M1A I do get in the head, or usually in the head every other couple of shots. So this is my favorite talent for this. Alright, starting with the gear, I always run the Coyote's mask because you're pretty up and close with this, and you could be kind of far away with the M1A. So you're usually going to be getting that 25% critical hit damage, or 10 and 10 crit hit chance and damage for the 15 to 25 meters away, and sometimes even the 25 meter away, 25% crit hit chance. And which is good for the M1A since it doesn't have as much crit hit chance on it as the Famas. For the chest piece, I use a Fenris chest piece. I use it because it has focus and all red attributes. Focus increases total weapon damage by 5% every second you are aiming, while scope 8 times or higher up to 50%. It requires a scope with 8 times magnification, and that's the reason why we use the CQBSS scope on the Famas. You also get 30% headshot damage, plus the additional headshot damage you get from Sharpshooter, so this is really good, especially if you can land mostly headshots. You will shred through the enemies super fast. For the backpack piece, I use Vigilance on a Providence Defense 3-piece. Increases total weapon damage by 25%. This buff is disabled for 4 seconds if you take damage. You could also use Unstoppable Force. You can get up to 25% additional weapon damage if you kill up to, I believe, 5 enemies. 5% each enemy, it stacks 5 times. If you do want to use that, you can. Usually, I'm running a shield behind cover or in a group. Vigilant seems to work better. In solo, I would use the Unstoppable Force because you're more than likely going to be taking damage and having this down, maybe more, even with the shield. So I might recommend saying Unstoppable Force might be good for solo play. All my crit hit chance on the mask, and then of course I have crit hit damage on every other piece. Since I'm pretty much maxed out on crit hit chance, 59.4, it's not worth it to try to get the 0.6, and you can't anyway. I could only get 1 more percent, and I don't even have a 1% crit hit chance mod or anything. So there's no point in trying to get that any higher. All you want is to get the critical hit damage higher as soon as you reach a 55 or more until 60. And I have 149.8 crit hit damage on this build, which is quite a bit. For the holster, I just use Providence Defense, all red, of course. This is an all red DPS build, so you're always going to use that. And then I do use Fox's Prayer knee pads for this one because I'm using an M1A, and I get that 8% damage to targets out of cover. And I also have the wrong one on. I have a complete God rolled one that I should have put on, but that's the one I'll be swapping out after this video. For the skills, this is extremely important too. I run the Crusader shield. This is the one that you want to run for sure because it allows primary weapons to be used with it. It does have 1.3 million HP, which isn't too bad, you know, especially for a DPS build. So it helps out a lot, and it saves you probably like 5 seconds or so of taking damage that otherwise you would be dead. So I think that's much better than having a healing attribute or anything like that. Especially with the M1A and the Famas, you could sit behind that shield or cover and do a lot of damage, and usually not taking any for that 5 seconds or so makes Vigilance that much better. Anyway guys, that's about it for this build video. I am going to link some gameplay footage at the end so you guys can watch it in action, maybe solo and in group if I have the footage. Otherwise, subscribe and like if you enjoy the content. I do daily recommended targeted loot videos every day. There's a lot of info packed in those videos. I do tips and tricks. I talk about what you should farm for, what you can, all the updates to the news cycle usually in the videos as well, discussions. There's a lot of stuff in those daily videos that are worth coming for. I also have builds, discussions, tips and tricks, XP farms. I have a bunch of Division 2 content. It's a dedicated Division 2 channel, so come and check it out. Subscribe and like if you enjoy. Join the Discord server and join the clan if you're on PC or PS4. Xbox is coming soon. Take care, agents, and I'll see you in my next video.
Okay, here we go. That should get their attention. Head to the service entrance on the east side of the building. Once you're inside, find a way to the atrium.
Intercepted.
I'm heading upstairs to the hostage. Everybody, get to the atrium.
Shit. Saint's here.
The who now?
Hyena big shot. Real unpleasant. We need to kill this asshole. bitches.
You doing all right there, Kelso?
As long as I'm not breathing asbestos. That blast did a lot of damage.
Rogue agent detected. Striker drone detected. An agent needs assistance. Agent vital signs 0. Rogue fixer drone detected. Rogue artillery turret detected. Rogue mender seal line detected. Rogue airburst seal line detected. Rogue stinger hive detected.
glad you made it. Let's do this.
Immediate medical assistance needed. Agent down. An agent needs assistance. Serious trauma detected. Immediate medical assistance needed. Agent down. Agent down. Serious trauma detected. Agent out of action.
patch her in. Odessa? Kelso has some news for you.
We got Eleanor. Is she okay? She's okay. I'm bringing her home.
Oh, God. Oh, thank God.